19th July, 7 o'clock in the morning. So the sun is rising from the east, and it's a beautiful day. The clouds off the distance. So I'm looking at my cousin's land here. Hopefully they'll have a nice harvest. So this is Basao, nearby the cemetery. So I'm just gonna walk toward the rice field that we're looking after. Off to the west is the high school. What's interesting about tellers, or the amount of tellers being created, for example, there's a lot of tellers on this hill. So you can have lots of tellers, however, they would have to be far away from each other. So there's a pros and cons of making tellers by rice. Plant the rice far away from each other and they would be making a lot of tellers. The cons is it offsets the harvest. I mean, if you have tellers from away from each other, so the density of harvested rice would be less. So a farmer could say, well, I want more tellers, so I have to plant them far away from each other. Yeah, you could do that. Just not an advantage, really. So this is the location cementerio or cemetery, because the cemetery is over there. We could also call it the high school. However, we got used to using the label cemetery. It's basically we look after this land a while back. So now we only now not only shouldn't be using like only isn't only. Now we have remaining 7,000 square meter here. We planted triple twos and we broadcasted chicken manure to improve the quality of dirt. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that will transpire. And of course, the use of dry split. So typically here we're harvesting like 50 sacks of rice typically due to using split, and then we haven't improved the quality of dirt. So that's been the 5 years. And so like like I said, how many more years does one needs to learn? So I've frustrated myself the past 5 years for not wanting to learn. I mean, I learned other things. I was learning, my focus was not on the right learning. So now I'm focusing on quality of dirt, really, that is the key. And the fertilizer application. Weather is beyond control, so we live with that. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I was focusing on the weather, I was focusing on scheduling, I was focusing on trivial stuff. Non-trivial is fertilizer and quality of dirt. That's part of lessons learned. So the generator gets to move from here to Villa. We have two generators, however one of them is malfunctioning. It isn't giving the power. Something failed, and It's basically due to reason that it sat around for 1 to 2 years unused. And I've learned in the Philippines, if you have a device, an equipment, sitting around for over a year, once that machine or tool is needed, it works for an hour and then fail. So, what is better? Use it to fail, not use it and fail. So I told the guys, use it because it is being used and things will wear out and things will fail. Now you have something sitting around for a year and a half or 2 years, use it for an hour and then fail. Now some people will say, well, that's better than using it and fail. Yeah, that's true. It's the wear and tear, isn't it? Wear and tear and fail. No wear and tear, use for an hour and fail. Choose which one you would like to have. For me, in my experience, it's better to use than fail. Now, quite frankly, this RC600, it's a tall rice. I mean, it's over 1 meter tall. I'm not sure what's good. Longping is not this tall. However, I haven't planted longping, so I can say, well, yeah. I think this is yes, 222, and it's not tall. It's about maybe eyeballing it, maybe 70 centimeter tall, 0.7 meters, less than 3 feet. So, yeah. This one looks okay. I don't know if it's a different farmer. It's evenly, the height are even. The height is uneven here. So, maybe this is where no, it's not. I was gonna say maybe this is the bonobon or seedling bed. Could be. That's how it is with seedling bed. They act weird. So this triangle is about half a hectare. So I'm going to the other half. So RC600. So soon, maybe in July, first week August, we'll be harvesting here. Okay, well, the panicles are bending over. So I'm just taking it for reference later to compare with the other high yield farmers. This triangle is the other part of the 1 hectare. I don't think it's half a hectare. My first time to be here, so I was expecting this to be the same as the front. Here I have to walk 500 meters from the road, maybe more. So I wasn't overly keen to walk this way, but however, I hate the word but. However, I decided to have a look, see what the quality of the panicles look like. When I'm looking at these, I'm also looking at the panicle exertion. The dirt looks, there's no crack, so it has the liquid it needs, hopefully. So I'll take a sample of this. What I will do now is look at the individual teller and see how many panicle that hasn't booted out properly. That is another additional data that I will be gathering. It's really important to watch and observe the behavior of this in order for a person to reverse engineer these plants. Uh, Past 5 years I've taken it for granted and thought to myself, it is what it is. They are what they are. And I had to have a reality check and say, no, they should behave a certain way, and that is a constant. They should all put out 100%, nothing being covered by the sheath, and mitigate those if they happen to be happening. So yeah, it's important to learn. It's something that I've watched here. For example, mitigating bulbul. They've used a certain chemical, and that chemical no longer work. And when I ask, they when I ask why haven't they used a different chemical, and the answer is that's what they're used to. It's a habit, and it doesn't change that. If it's a habit and it doesn't work, then a farmer should say, well, it's not working anymore, we should do something. Yeah, that is a person with a lack of common sense, and that's sad. How do you teach common sense? That's another thing. I mean, I had to teach myself common sense. 5 years is too long. How long does it take to have common sense? I mean, if a person have low yield, should a person wait 5 years? I did. I lack common sense. How do you gain common sense? Experience. 5 years is it's a lifetime. 5 years. So yeah, 5 years of having the same yield year over year for 5 years. Afterwards, common sense kicked in. Now, I hope that my study of this reverse engineering these plants would give me a lot more wisdom and get me to that yield of 300 kabans per hectare. I'll be happy if I get 200. So what this is under expectation, and hopefully once this thing is all done, I will be over expectation. So under and then over. That's what I learned in engineering. You design something, and when you're going through testing phase, you're under expectation, and then when it does pass testing, the excitement and the celebration is there. So I'm always happy when a device passes expectation. However, mostly there are days when challenges are there in front of me, and how do you get that? How do you overcome challenges? Persevere. Thanks for watching.